Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, your marriage just isn't moving forward? Like you're stuck in the same patterns over and over and over again. The same arguments, missing the closeness you once had. Am I talking to somebody? Are you feeling your efforts to connect just isn't helping? We got you. In this episode, we're diving deep into the 5 common blocks that keep relationships stuck and prevent emotional intimacy. Together, we're going to uncover what's holding you back and explore how to create a deeper connection and allow your relationship to truly thrive. Welcome to the Home to Haven podcast, the Home to Haven podcast. We are your host. I'm Terrell. That's Jen. We're the Turners, and this is your home for faith-filled content that helps you communicate in your relationship. So if it's your first time tuning in, downloading, or you came across the video, welcome. You're in the right place. You've been searching, you've been looking, I've been trying to find something for my relationship. This is it, right? Again, we give you faith-filled content, so we're going to speak to you there and give you truth from God's word. So, episode 88?
87.
87?
87.
That was close.
Yeah. Don't skip ahead, but 87. We're on 87.
Episode 87. It's so good to have you guys here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you get anything from the video, any little nugget, any piece of encouragement. We really would appreciate it. So, we got this little thing on our channel on YouTube.
We do.
It is the Travel with the Turners.
Travel with the Turners.
It is a playlist.
Okay.
Inside of Home to Haven.
Okay.
And you can watch and see us as real people.
That's right.
Do real things.
That's right.
In real life.
That's right.
So.
With our family, with date nights, what we do for fun.
Yeah.
And so we do some fun videos on the side, kind of show you behind the scenes of us and our family and things we like to do. What are some of those things we like to do?
So what we just did was Charleston, one of my favorite places to go. And unfortunately, I thought I was recording, but when I pressed record, I had paused it. And then when I pressed it,
I thought you meant right now. And I was like, wait, what? We're not recording?
Oh, no. Not that bad.
Okay. But yes, you're talking about our video when we were in Charleston, walking around downtown, right? Yeah.
But you can see some of that walking around the market.
Okay.
I buy some chicken seasoning and grits.
Okay. Grits that you thought were special. And then we saw them again at the next place.
I thought they were exclusive.
Yeah.
Like
special to that
booth. And they're all over the place.
They're everywhere.
But
they're pretty good, actually.
I got taken. They are pretty good.
Yeah. So yes, enjoying Charleston, one of your favorite spots.
And Kilwins.
Yes, that's my favorite thing about Charleston.
Well, apparently
is the ice cream.
Yes. And apparently, I guess there's that whole franchise like up north.
Yeah. It's definitely not exclusive, but that's my favorite part since I'm not a big seafood eater.
No.
But yes.
It's okay. All right. So you're stuck in the rut and you're rutting to stop.
All right. Yes. We're talking about.
That's a lot of marriages, right? A lot of people feel like I'm just stuck
and
existing. And I've told you like, hey, we are not just going to exist this whole.
Yeah. And then some people will say, I'm just kind of stuck. I don't think my relationship's really going anywhere. Like, should I get out of it? Because not feeling anything and it's just kind of blah in there. So we're going to go over 5 main reasons why relationships actually stay stuck.
100%.
And how we can push through that.
If you are stuck, here's why.
And
maybe you know it, maybe you don't know it, but we're going to help you identify it so we can fix it.
Yeah.
And get unstuck.
Get past those blocks that are really stopping that emotional connection in your marriage.
All right. And you have something right here. Okay. Because that's kind of... There we go.
From our new sweatshirts.
It is from our new sweatshirt.
Yes.
So if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, you can't see it, but we have the exclusive brand new swag, swag. Pray it, plan it, and pursue it. This is our mantra. Actually trademarked, so you can't take it.
Yes, our framework.
It's our framework for how we do things. We got to pray it first.
Yes.
Then you got to plan it.
Yes.
Then you pursue it.
That's right.
Everything we do is built around this.
Everything.
So, you'll hear this theme as you listen, as you go on our website, as you download products, as you get stuff, resources.
Yeah.
It works. All right. So the first thing that's going to get you stuck is having unresolved conflict because you didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And you held it in. That's and right. You developed a grudge.
That's right.
And it's just sitting there brewing.
Yes.
Like a big old Alka-Seltzer bubble of bubbles.
It's going to burst.
It's going to burst.
Yeah.
And so unresolved conflict, things that have not been worked out, keep you stuck. You're like, well, Terrell, I've tried. Every time I try, it goes into this big argument. And so because we never resolve it. And it's this never ending cycle of blah, 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 blah.
Or like you said, reoccurring issues. So things that seem to pop up. I felt that way a lot. Like, hey, this is not the first time we've had something to talk about, right? Like it kind of resurfaces. And sometimes you might let that, make yourself feel a little defeated. Like, hey, we've already been through this. Why are we doing this again? Like, why is it coming back? And so not letting that negative mindset get to you when it does come up. But ultimately, when you don't resolve that conflict and just kind of like throw it to the side, that is what is
it keeps
the main
coming
block.
Back because you haven't resolved it.
Right.
It keeps coming back because you haven't learned yet.
Okay.
So they don't know. Right. So you've got to commit to, all right, we're going to resolve this. This is going to get fixed. No matter how hard it is, no matter how long it takes today, we're going to get this. And so maybe you got to block out a whole day or a whole hour.
Call in sick.
Get some, get some water and some tea and some snacks. And we are going to figure this out today. We get it resolved, or today we make the decision, or today it happens. Yeah. Right. And you got to commit to, when you enter that conversation, what outcome do you want?
That's good.
Okay. Do you want it to work out? Do you want to have understanding? Do you want a big blow up? Okay. And then whatever the outcome is, you work backwards from there. And that's how you carry yourself in the conversation. Yeah,
that's really good. Because a lot of the times you'll just go in saying, okay, we got to fix this. And you're just kind of, that's as far as your vision is, right? And you haven't really set that, okay, this is what we're working towards. How are we going to get there? How are we going to push through the conflict to get the result, like you said, that we want, that what we're striving for. So that's really important.
Today, after this conversation, I don't want to hurt anymore. Today, after this conversation, I need to understand this, and that. And through that, we can make this decision. Today, after this, whatever the goal is, and then that issue no longer is there because you have worked through it and resolved it. So it takes commitment. It takes work. And you can't run from it. And it takes being vulnerable and being open and honest. These simple concepts, but it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So unresolved conflict. Number 2, unspoken expectations. I'm guilty of this one, where I never told her or Jen what I thought was in my head. I just had this thing I expected and never communicated it. So I kept getting frustrated because she would do things that I never told her. And so unless you communicate your expectations or what you are having in your head, hopefully it's not unrealistic, but if you don't express those expectations, the other person can't fulfill them.
Right. And those unspoken, expectations or uncommunicated expectations, a lot of times can lead to like disappointment or resentment.
100%.
So like just a simple example, maybe I have in my head, I expect Terrell as the man of the house to take out the garbage. Right. So when the trash gets full, I expect the bags to be taken out and new bags put in. So I can harbor resentment every time I open up the trash and it's super full and I can't even get something in there. And I might think, he doesn't even care.
Not even a man. Look at this.
He doesn't care. He maybe you said that one time that you would do that. And maybe, so now I'm thinking, well, he doesn't even, follow through on his promises or anything like that. I'm not.
And I go down this long, dark tunnel of lies. The enemy starts feeding you because the mind is the battleground, and you start going down this long tunnel. And who told you that? That's the first thing God told Adam and Eve. Who told you? Who gave you this information that's not true? And so, we've had that conversation of who told you that? That never came out of my mouth, but the enemy would feed that to you, and it creates resentment.
Yeah.
Another example of unrealistic expectations is I had never said, hey, I want to be greeted when I come home. And so that was something he wasn't used to. And I would come home, no one came outside, and I'm all hurt and I'm upset. They don't care. They don't love me, right? Going down the rabbit hole of the lie until I said, hey, I would really like it when I come home that you all come out and greet me and hug me and just, act like you like me. That would be kind of cool.
Right.
But I would think that that's normal or that should be automatic, but it wasn't. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But now that I've expressed it, it is automatic.
Right. And then also when you are feeling that those thoughts in your head, like he's not taking out the trash, a lot of times I'll react to other things that you do. And really the reason is you're not taking out the trash, but I'm just mad at you the whole rest of the day, or like I won't speak to you, or silent treatment, or make sure I'm in a different room than you because, I'm stewing about the trash not being taken out. So that will lead to other things because you haven't communicated those expectations and had those honest conversations with each other. And again, doesn't have to be a heated argument, but hey, I really feel like the trash could be a chore that you could take care of. Do you feel like you could do that? Or are you willing to do that and have a conversation about it? And not let that fester.
Right. Because it takes number 3, emotional baggage.
Okay.
Emotional baggage will keep your relationship stuck. And it works on both ends. But typically my sisters have, you can at me. Typically my sisters have the emotional baggage because you guys are emotional creatures.
Okay.
That's how God wired it.
Okay.
How it is.
So we're more emotional.
Yes.
And so we carry things with us into the relationship or through the relationship?
Probably both.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so your example of the trash and that festers over into a whole other, all other kind of stuff. And men can be emotional too. I'm not saying men can't be emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, having things that happen throughout the day or even from our past that we have not let go of, and that causes us now to treat someone a certain way. An example of this was a lady I had to counsel many years ago because in her first marriage, she unfortunately was the victim of being cheated on. Right. And so because she never got resolution over that and got counseling through that, she entered into her second marriage. Her second marriage, her husband traveled, and she was bonkers because she couldn't handle if he didn't check in at the exact time he said and he was on the road. She'd go bananas.
She's assuming things.
She's assuming things based on her past that she never let go.
Right.
And this dude was a good dude.
Yeah.
Loved her, faithful, committed, sold out to Jesus. And, so you got to work through those things, make sure you get healing and wholeness from whatever has happened, that you don't carry it over and then begin to treat someone based on something that someone else did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus this.
That's right. And then number 4 is really our busy lives. We all are busy. We all have a lot of stuff going on, right? Yeah. So we have work, we have kids, we have sports, we have schedules, meetings, everything. So our busy lives, and just not taking time to be intentional with putting our relationship first or as a priority. Right. Right. So we have our daily responsibilities. We have to go to work to make money. And so a lot of the times we'll do those things first. And so our relationship falls down the totem pole. 100%. And a lot of the times they might get the last of you or the end of you at the end of the day. Yep. And so that really creates a block in pushing through that emotional, blockage.
Yeah, like we just said, they get the last of you. And so how many of us are guilty of our family, our spouse getting the last of us? Yeah. God getting the last of us, right? But especially the people that we're interacting with, getting our leftovers. We may prepare for a big presentation. Yeah. Or we're preparing for, a client meeting that we have, and we want to be fresh, and we take a shower, and we prepare, we go over notes. But when it comes to our spouse, whatever. Right. So, giving our spouse some attention and giving them our best. And when we're not at our best, letting them know, I'll be like, yo, I'm probably kind of snappy. It's not you. I'm not feeling that great. Or I got a lot going on today. My mind's all over the place. So not really in the mood to talk. So I try to give you heads up when I know I'm not in my best state to be around at this particular point in time. Why? Because I don't want to damage you. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to create any kind of rift or divide that we can't bridge.
And that's helpful, right? Because in that situation, he's communicating to me. And so I know, okay, it switches from, thinking that you're mad at me or making me feel the same way back to you. And it makes me feel, well, how can I help him out in this situation, right? He let me know he's not feeling the best.
Yep.
Is there anything I can get him or help him or support him through this instead of just you snapping at me and then I'm going to do it right back, kind of tit-to-tat type of thing. And another big one before we move on to number 5 that goes along with this is just the tech distractions that we have. Our phones, our tablets, the screens, just in a lot of homes, those are constantly on. They're, with us at all times. We're scrolling. Sometimes we just think that's a way to de-stress or we're winding down from the day. But that definitely sets the atmosphere. Having those screens, they might be at the dinner table with you. You might just always have the TV on instead of, time to talk. Yeah. So all that tech distraction really can hinder growth in your relationship.
Yeah, can hinder, will hinder.
Yeah.
So really let that marinate in your spirit as you listen, because we're all guilty. Do not let a phone or a tablet or a app put a wedge in something that's holy and precious that God has given you.
Yeah.
That's your children. That is your spouse. That is your family. Do not let that stuff be a distraction. So we would encourage you, have a time during the week where it is a tech-free time. That could be Family Fun Friday. That can be from 8 to 10 p.m. on a Friday. It could be breakfast on Saturday from 7 to 8. I don't know. But you need time in the week where devices are off and you get eyeball to eyeball, face to face, breath to breath, nose to nose, heart to heart, and have some communication and have some conversations and connect.
Because that's the big part of it. You are not fully connecting with somebody when you have like this in front of you.
100%.
Like, yeah, what are you? Right. Yeah, I'm listening. I got to get this email sent. I'm still listening.
Or not even saying what you're doing. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah.
No, you are not.
Yeah. This is stopping, right? The screens are stopping that true connection. So that's extremely important.
Yep.
And number 5, we're going to wrap it up, is that fear of vulnerability. So you're scared or you're fearful of either rejection or judgment, or something is stopping you from being able to just be completely open and honest with your partner. So really looking at what is stopping you from being vulnerable. Am I able to talk to you about anything and everything? Are you able to talk to me about anything or everything? And if not, why? Like, what is that barrier, right?
Yeah, there could be fear, but it also could be, it's rooted in fear, fear of rejection, fear of how the other person is going to respond. And then I would, again, challenge each and every person. Am I approachable? Am I trustworthy? So can someone come to me and share with me anything? And I guess the whole trend now is we listen and we don't judge. Okay, well, fine. But do you listen and do you judge?
Okay. Right.
So let's not make it a social media gimmick and fad. No, it's real. Are you a safe zone?
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay. So, and if not, how can you fix that to where you don't just rattle off or judge or respond, but do you encourage and do you offer the love of Jesus
Amen.
And support so that your peoples in your life can come to you and express themselves and you guys can get resolution and move forward. So hope that gave you something. If you got anything from that today, give us a thumbs up, a like and a subscribe, or following the podcast. It's going to help that algorithm push the content to more people because this is absolutely free.
Yes.
It's a free resource to help us, communicate in our relationships.
That's right. And we do not want you to stay stuck in your relationship.
Gosh, no.
We do not want you to stay stuck. We want you to continue to pursue each other, pursue your spouse.
We want you to pray it. We want you to plan it. We want you to pursue it.
That's what I was going to say. So I want you to continue working to grow in your relationship. And that is our framework that we teach, like Terrell just said, to pray it, plan it, and pursue it. And we do have resources for you to actually take those steps to pray it, plan it, and pursue it.
We do. We have so many resources. This podcast is a resource. You can ask a coaching question on our website. That's a resource. We've got courses that we've done that are resources. We've got a freebie. That's going to be, the first one is our home prayer guide that will give you some prayers you can pray over your home, over your relationship, get you started. There's 5 powerful prayers every relationship needs. You can get that. We have our home to Haven planner. There's a free resource for that, kind of the starting point for kind of mapping things out. You can go a step further and get the 2025 full version where you can go through every single month.
That's right.
Map out your home to purpose statement. And then, again, there's more stuff on the way. So take advantage of it. You want to take the next step. Take steps, right? Don't just get stuck and listen to the podcast or just listen.
Right.
We're giving you stuff you got to go do. You got to put it. You got to be about it if you want to see about it.
That's right. So if that is stirring something in you and
it's
know
stirring.
That it's time for you to take that step, take that action, take it today. Pause us right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Go get it right now because you can start making a difference today in your relationship.
Getting this resource, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go so you can get it right now. We'll see you next week. Remember, wisdom builds the house.